What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with the week's hottest topics, you guys. So this is going to be hot topics number 91, I believe. This is going to be the hot topics for the week of December 31st through January the 6th, you guys. So before we go ahead and get into these hot topics, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and aren't subscribed, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date, having me pay for it at the end of it. Do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and sharing the video, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let us discuss what's hot and what's trending this week, shall we? All right, you guys. So this is the first hot topics of 2023, you guys. So I hope you guys had an amazing Christmas and New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I didn't really enjoy mine so much because there were some issues that were going on, but nonetheless, we're here. We're going to, I have some things that I won't talk about it, but 2023, I want to just do some different things for myself and my life. So yeah, I hope you guys had a great one. So this week was kind of a slow week with topics. Not really that slow, but it was not a lot to talk about. I will say that, we'll talk about that in just a minute, but there were a lot of, deaths that ending 2023 and going into 2020, ending 2022 and coming into this year. But before we, yeah, we'll talk about them in just a minute. Just want to give you guys a little bit of an update, right? So the videos, I'm just really working with the channel right now. So if you guys ever noticed, some of my videos have been late lately because this week at work, I've just been trying to get caught up on things. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get rid of some of the claims that I had from 2022. And when I say 2022, I mean like claims that I've had since, the middle of the year. Like I have some claims that I've had since July. I have some from August, September, October, November. So I'm just trying to get rid of those. So it's a lot right now. So I'm just working to get rid of those. So I have been doing a little bit of overtime. So I don't necessarily get to watch the shows on time. So I have to watch them. Sometimes I have to watch them a few hours after the shows go off, or even the next day. So yeah, right now, until I get caught, I'm getting my claim load down. So I don't have a lot, but I just want to give you guys that quick update that, yeah, videos might be delayed for a little bit, right? You'll still get them. I know that I tweeted that and I'm still not struggling. I'm still thinking about the channel, what I want to do. Do I want to continue this and stuff like that? But when I know what I want to do, if I don't want to continue this, I'll definitely let you guys know in the comments, in the comments or on the community tab, right? So that's really all I got for you with the housekeeping. So yeah, with that, let's go ahead and just jump into these stories, shall we? All right, you guys. So I just talked about this, and I said we had to talk about, there were a lot of deaths that we ended 2022 with, and we came into 2023 with, right? So I filmed, so just to let you guys a little tidbit about how I film Hot Topics, right? So Hot Topics is typically filmed on Thursday afternoons or early Friday morning. And very rare, and there are occasions where I have filmed on Saturdays, but I think I've only filmed Hot Topics once on a Saturday. But for the most part, Hot Topics is filmed on a Thursday afternoon or a early Friday morning before I start working. So yeah, but I'm on lunch right now, so it's not Friday morning. So yeah, because you guys can look at the sun. But yeah, so yeah, last week when I filmed Hot Topics, I actually think I filmed. So last week when I filmed Hot Topics, I filmed it on. I don't forget when I filmed it, but I filmed it in the afternoon, and so the first rest in peace week I talk about, this one happened long after I did the video. So legendary, iconic, trailblazing Barbara Walters, creator of The View. She, did interviews with so many people on 2020, right? So last Friday, it was announced that Barbara Walters had passed away at the age of 93 years old, right? So I did see some people saying she was gone too soon. I'm like, how in the hell is Barbara gone too soon? Barbara was 93 years old. Now I know that I had heard some stories recently about Barbara that they said that Barbara was going through, dementia and Alzheimer's. If that's the case, then, ugh, that's a terrible thing to go through, right? Because I've actually witnessed it firsthand. Someone who's battled with Alzheimer's and dementia is just really sad to see, because they actually go back to being childlike. So it's terrible. But yeah, Barbara passed away. She left an amazing legacy. Like, you can't say Barbara. You can't, like, there's the women that are in daytime TV newsrooms. Barbara is the person who made that possible, right? Barbara had to deal with so much in her career. She dealt with sexism. So Barbara has dealt with a lot. Barbara is the reason for The View. Barbara is the reason why so many women have been on that show, and she's the reason why, daytime talk is what it is today, right? Because without The View, you would never have had The Real. You would have never had the talk, Sister Circle when that was on. Who else? The Real, the talk, Sister Circle, like that show with Claudia Jordan. Without Barbara Walters and the things that she has done, yeah, it wouldn't be. Women would still be. I don't know where women would be in the world of journalism, in the world of, like I said, daytime television. She made it possible. So we're gonna definitely miss Barbara. It's so interesting because I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, man, because my grandmother, when I used to stay home with her during the day, we would watch everything we would watch all the daytime television shows, right? So we would watch the soap operas, All My Children, One Life to Live, General Hospital. We would watch Montel, Sally Jesse Raphael, Ricky Lake, Divorce Court, Judge Judy. Baby, we used to watch all of those shows in the heat of the night. Like, we would watch so much stuff during the course of the day because my grandmother had multiple TVs in the house. So we would watch ABC and Fox. Those were our two channels to watch, right? So we definitely watched The View. And, this past Monday, they had all The View co-hosts that, have worked with Barbara on there. They had Sherry Shepherd, Lisa Ling, Star wasn't there. She was there remotely. Debbie Magnopoulos, the regular co-host, Whoopi, Sunny, Joy. Everybody had nothing but great things to say about who Barbara was. And you could see that with Barbara. You could definitely see that. So yeah, Barbara, we are definitely going to miss you. You left an amazing legacy behind. So may Barbara Walters rest in eternal peace, you guys. Let's move on to the next death. Oh, and she did leave behind her daughter. She adopted a daughter. So the next person that passed away, this one, man, when this one came out, it broke my heart so badly. So it was it New Year's Day? I actually believe it was New Year's Day that Gangsta Boo from 3 6 Mafia was found dead. Gangsta Boo was 43 years old, and Barbara was not. If I didn't say Barbara was 93, Barbara was 93. Gangsta Boo was 43 years old. That means that Gangsta Boo is just 10 years older than I am. And it's just so sad. And I saw the video of Gangsta Boo the night before. So her and her brother had went out, right? and I don't know this to be true, so I'm not. So this is going to be alleged. I'm alleged there. It's alleged that she, had a overdose. Oh, poor gangsta boo. So I did watch not growing up hip hop, but Marriage Boot Camp Hip Hop Edition. I did watch it. I didn't finish last season, but I do know that the whole thing was that they found drugs, and it was supposedly gangsta boo, right? I can't believe that she is literally gone, you guys. Like that, it's just it's not real. It just doesn't seem real. And like I said, I saw the videos of her the night before she went out to the club. She was out partying with her brother. Now I did hear that her brother did have an overdose, but he survived. And I also heard the rumor, so this is alleged. I don't know that this is factual or that this is true, but I did hear that they found drugs on Gangsta Boo's possession on her body, and that it was laced with fentanyl. If that's the case, man, I hope, if that's the case, I hope and pray that whoever did that, they catch them and lock that ass up in jail. But yeah, rest in peace to Gangsta Boo, you guys. Gonna miss her so much. And then they usually say it happens in threes, but this week it happened in fours. The next person that I saw, now I don't know if this one was first or I'm going off of how I saw them in order. So the next person that I saw that passed away was Anita Pointer from the Pointer Sisters. I was like, wow. But Anita Pointer, she was 74 years old. So, you would, you want people to live at least to their 80s or 90s, but 74, that's a life well lived as well. So rest in peace to Anita Pointer. And then the last person that passed away was Fred White from Earth, Wind, and Fire. He was 67 years old. And again, you would expect you want people to live well into their 80s and their 90s, and right. But 67 is, you can still say that person lived a long and fulfilling life. So rest in peace to everyone that I spoke of. Barbara Walters, Gangsta Boo, aka Lola, Anita Pointer, and Fred White, you guys. So with that, let's pause here and move forward, you guys. All right, you guys. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is this bomb cyclone that is going on out there in California right now. So I just want to say to anybody who watches me that is in California, just be safe. I have a friend that moved to California. For me personally, I don't think I could ever live in Cali because there are so many things that happen out there. On top of the fact that the cost of living out there is extraordinarily high, right? The one thing I will say about California, well, I can't say about California. The one thing that I do know is a lot of people from California have moved from there and came, it's a lot of people who've moved from California to Texas, right? Which have caused our stuff to skyrocket, right? But that's neither here nor there. But yet, I know it's a bomb cyclone going on, and I just want everybody out there to just be safe. Like, that's what I was just saying too. You guys know how I am. I get sidetracked. So with California, I just don't know if I would ever want to live in Cali because there's so much that you have to deal with when it comes to California. You have to deal with, depending on where you live, you have to deal with, wildfires. If you don't have to deal with wildfires, earthquakes. It's so much stuff that you got to deal with when it comes to California. But prayers up to everybody who's out there who's been affected by this. And yeah, that's really all I can say is just my heart, my prayers are with everyone who's out there. Like I said, I have a friend out there. I need to check on him. Haven't saw him on. Need to check on him. Definitely need to check on him. But let's pause here and move on to the next story, you guys. All right, you guys. So let's talk about this interesting story that I saw. So Lakeith Stanfield, right? I think this was New Year's Eve, and it could have been going into New Year's Day, right? So Lakeith Stanfield, he and his girlfriend got engaged, right? And child, they didn't even get the basket net for too long before the shoe dropped. And you know, I was about to say something, but you know what? If she likes it, I love it, right? But I just don't know if I could be like her, right? So, like I said, Lakeith, he proposed to the girl, right? And she accepted the proposal, right? But then, but you know what? The more I sit and think about it, maybe she already knew. Maybe that wasn't a surprise to her. I don't know, but I think I do believe that they're still together, right? So, after the announcement of their proposal, well, turns out Lakeith Stanfield has a baby that's here, and it ain't with his fiance; it's with a whole nother woman. So that means that during our relationship, Lakeith done stepped out of the relationship, had sex with another woman, and impregnated that woman. Now, you know, cheating is one thing, right? We can move past that. We can definitely move past. You can move past it if you want to move past it. If that's a non-negotiable for you in your relationship, then you can't move past it. But if it's something that you can, basically, if you can be like, okay, I'm gonna give you one more chance, but make sure that shit don't happen again, right? But how do you move forward when your now fiance cheats on you, and he got the other woman pregnant? It would be like, damn, I forgave you for sleeping with the heifer, but now the heifer has a baby with you, so now we are connected to her for 18 years. Let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the comment section, what would you guys do? I'm really curious to know the answer to that question. Would you be able to I'm gonna give you guys both scenarios that I want to know the answer to the question. So, in the case of Lakeith Stanfield, right? Let's just say he cheated on you. Well, let's just say you're in a relationship with a guy or a girl, and they cheat on you, right? Can you then say, I love you, it was a mistake, or whatever they want to say? Can you in your heart of hearts say, it happened, let's move past it? Can you do that? Let me know in the comment section. Can you actually do that? Me thinking about myself personally, can I move past cheating? I have. I haven't. I have before. I've definitely been able to move past cheating, right? It wasn't a deal breaker for me. And it's never really been a deal breaker for me. It's the fact that was a deal breaker for me with the cheating is if you cheat on me once and I say, okay, I forgive you, we can work on a relationship, right? What's the deal breaker for me is if you go back and you either sleep with that same person again, or you sleep with other people and it becomes a habit, it becomes a trend. Because if it becomes a trend, then it's like, okay, I forgave you the first time, so you took my kindness for weakness at that point, so now you want to keep doing it, you got to go be with whoever you want to be with, but it won't be with me, right? Now, the next scenario is, let's say, that you were able to forgive your significant other for cheating on you, right? But then it comes out that your significant other had a baby on you, right? Can you then move past that? Is that something that you can move past? So yeah, let me know. So yeah, if you're in a situation like what Lakeith, so let's just say you guys forgive and you move forward, right? Can you, and then let's say, well, shit, it's 9 months, it's 9 to 10 months later, right? Let's say, and see, that's the question. When did she find? Ooh, I hope and pray that she did not have to find out with social media, because if she found out through social media, that is FUCKED upped. That's fucked up if she found out that way, right? But let me know. Let's say you find out right after the girl finds out she's pregnant, and she tells the guy, right? Or vice versa. We know with a man, fragile masculinity, he's gonna call her a hoe and tell her to get the fuck away from him, right? But my ladies, can you ladies, like, if you say you want to work on your relationship with your boyfriend, husband, and then he tells you there's a baby coming and it's not your baby, can you then forgive him and move forward with the relationship, boyfriend, fiance, or husband? Especially if it's your fiance. Are you gonna be looking for wedding venues, looking for looking for dresses, looking for flowers, looking for whatever you need to find for the wedding? Are you gonna then do that? I would really love to know when this girl found out that Lakeith was having a baby with another woman, because I would have bust him upside his head. But let me know in the comment section both of the questions to my scenarios that I asked of you guys, and we're gonna pause here and move forward. All right, you guys, so we got some congratulations in order, you guys, this week. So I think it was actually last week when I saw this. So you guys remember Juju from Love and Hip Hop New York, who was formerly with Cameron for years, right? You know, it's so interesting when you think about like Juju and you think about what's her name? Cassie. When you think about Juju and Cassie, right? Juju and Cassie were two women who spent X amount of years with these playboys, basically. Jewel's is with Kimbella. Speaking of Kimbella, she says she's single now. Ooh, that booty. Never mind. Let's not even get into it. But Juju was with Cameron for how many years was Juju with Cameron? He never proposed. He never got married. They never got married. And I think that's the one thing that I hate when it comes to women, for women, especially women who know what they want. If they know that they want to be married, if they know that they want to have a family, and you get with a man like Diddy and Cameron, who I don't know why Juju spends so much of her time with him. Beautiful, beautiful black queen, right? And same with Cassie, right? Cassie wanted a family. Cassie got away from Diddy, and Cassie got her husband and her kids. Cassie said, F you, Diddy. You can go do whatever you want to do with whoever you want to do it with, but it won't be with me anymore, right? And Juju did the same with Cameron, right? So the video that Juju did last week was so, I love that video to reveal that she's pregnant. So yeah, Juju is pregnant. Congratulations to Juju. That video that Juju did, looked like Juju was pretty far in her pregnancy, because Juju's stomach was out here. So I'm like, girl, Juju, you look like you almost do. You look like you do. Like you look like you do right around the corner, right? So yeah, congratulations to Juju. And speaking of right around the corner being due, congratulations are in order to Summer Walker. So I hadn't spoken on Summer Walker in quite some time, right? Ooh, I can't believe she got that man's name tattooed on her. That is just one thing in the world that I'm just not gonna do, is get people's name. Well, let me stop the line. I'm not gonna get people's names. It's not in my family tattoo, because I got my grandmother's name right here, and I got my mom's name on my neck. So let me stop lying, saying I'm not gonna get people's names tattooed on me. What I should say is, I'm not getting somebody that I'm in a relationship with. I don't give a damn if we get married, bitch. Your name is not going on my body. Never, ever, ever. Never gonna happen. Never gonna happen, right? Like, I would have to be like really, really drunk or really, really high, and it still ain't gonna happen, right? But Summer Walker welcomed her babies into the world. She had twins. The last time I saw a video of Summer Walker, I was looking at that stomach. I'm like, yeah, girlfriend, that is twins. Because I'm like, her stomach is really, really huge. I'm like, if that is one baby, that is gonna be one big ass baby. That is gonna be a fat, fat baby. Because her stomach was like all the way out here, and I'm like, that's gotta be twins. I was like, that has to be twins. There ain't no way that ain't twins inside of Summer Walker, right? But yeah, congratulations to Summer Walker and Larry, ain't that his name? And they ain't even together no more. And she literally got that man's name tattooed on her body. Ugh. I will go get that removed expeditiously. I'm just saying, go get it removed, girlfriend. So you guys, let's pause here and move forward. All right, you guys. So the next story, these are actually my last two stories. The next one is a really crazy story. So this happened. What was it? Monday night. I think it was Monday Night Football. Was it? When did this happen? So the Buffalo Bills, right? They were playing, and the safety. I think his name is DeMar Hamlin, right? He, I mean, the tackle that he didn't look like it was a hard tackle, right? But then he stood up and he just collapsed, and they ended the game right there. Now I know that Skip had some comments about that, and I know people ate Skip up, and rightfully so. Like, you want them to go back to the game after this man just passed out on the field? How insensitive can you be? Like, how heartless and insensitive could you be? And then, it was the man's heart. It was the man's heart, and he was in critical condition. So I just don't understand how anybody in their right mind can sit there and be like, "Oh, let's get back to the game," or whatever, and someone's life is literally in danger. Like, the man's life was hanging in the balance. Like, and I know people have been talking about it, talking about football, and we know that there are so many risks associated when it comes to playing. And people always put the risk on football, right? But every sport has its own set of risk you assume when you play them. Like, I know with football, people talk about CTE, right? And that is something that definitely does happen. But you don't find out about CTE until, unfortunately, the person is deceased and you can examine their brain. And I actually played football for a brief second, but for me, I was never really hardcore into football. I was more of a basketball person. I love basketball more than I do football. I do watch football from time to time, but I'm more into basketball. That's my sport. Basketball, tennis, those are my sports. And even with those sports, like, every sport has, like I just said a few minutes ago, they all have some risk that you assume when you play the sport, right? But football, football is such a it's more physical than anything else, because that is physical like, the pads, the helmets, those are all colliding together. And I was watching The View this week, and they were talking about it, and kind of like what I just said, because Sonny was talking about it, Joy was talking about it, and Sarah Haynes was saying that she doesn't want her kids to play football, right? And I will say, as long as you educate your children, give them the tools to make the decision what they want to do, right? Because I signed up for football, and my mom didn't even assign. Like Sonny said on The View this week, that her son Gabriel, he signed up for it, and she didn't sign the waiver. My mom was my mom was very reluctant for me to play football, and I remember my first day of practice. We went out there, and so as a kid, I used to love playing football. I used to love playing, like, flag football. I was a flag football. I love flag football, right? Because you're just grabbing the flags, but when you just really hearing them pads just hit each other, I was like, oh, hell no, nigga. I don't, because I'm accident. So the reason why I didn't do it is because I got to turn on some air, you guys, because it's hot as fuck in this damn car. So yeah, the reason why I didn't do football is because I'm very accident prone, right? So I broke this wrist when I was in the 5th grade, and the thing is, I'm a very active person. Like, you guys might not notice it you might not think it or believe me, but I love physical activity. Like, I like to run, I like to run, jump, all that stuff. I am an outdoors guy, right? So in the 5th grade, I actually was we were running around our court in my elementary school, and there was a stump so the tree had broken, and there was a stump that was in the walkway. And so me, I had gone across. We had to do like 2 or 3 laps, right? And so we were running, and I jumped over it, and oof. And when I jumped over it, I fell. I think my foot caught the back of the tree, and I fell. So I fell forward, and I put my hand out to catch myself to keep me from falling. And when I did that, my wrist cracked and the bone popped out. Sorry, you guys. Trigger warning. Should have said that, but so yeah, I did that to myself. And then when I went to play football, I just thought about that. Like, I didn't want to break any more bones in my body. So I was like, you know what? This might not be for me. This just might not be the sport for me. Because, again, I'm very accident prone. And I'm like, I just don't want to break any more bones. Because I had to wear a cast for 6 weeks of my life. And I had to walk around like this. Because they just had me like this for 6 weeks. I was miserable. So I was like, I just don't want to break any bones. But like as I was just stating, yes, football has its own, you have to, there are some risks that you assume with playing football, but at the same time there are also risks when it comes to any other sport. There are risks when it comes to basketball. There are risks when it comes to tennis. There are risks when it comes to snowboarding, BMX cycling, all kinds of things. There are risks in every sport that you play. There are risks in everyday life, right? Because Whoopi said, I'm going back to the view. Whoopi said, I know somebody who fell out of a chair and hurt herself. They were talking about joy. So there are risks. You assume risk with everything that we do, right? But I know that when it comes to football, yes, you assume a greater risk, right? Because we talked about football before. When it comes to football players, most times those men, when they retire, they have the body of someone that is in their 80s and 90s, right? They have so many joint issues, arthritis, and all that kind of stuff. So and let me go back to DeMar. So he has woken up. I did see that recently, that he did wake up, right? So I don't think he's out of the woods yet, but we are definitely going to send a big prayer up for he and for his family, you guys. And with that, we're going to pause here and we're going to move over to the last story of the week. All right, you guys. So this last story was very scary to me when I saw it, because I love me some Jeremy Renner as Hawkeye. So Jeremy Renner, now I don't know where he was and I don't know how this happened, but I just saw the photos of Jeremy Renner. He was in a hospital and he was all beat and bruised up, right? So what happened with Jeremy Renner, and this actually can go back to what I just said about any we assume risk with anything. So Jeremy Renner got in a snowplow accident, right? So the snowplow ran over Jeremy Renner. It was a 7-ton snowplow. Now I don't know how heavy. I mean, when you say a ton, okay, maybe we have to let this window down. When you say a ton, I think of like an elephant. So I know an elephant weighs at least a ton, right? So 7 tons, that is heavy. That is heavy as hell, right? But Jeremy, I think I just saw a picture of him, so he's awake. But like I said, he's badly. His face was all red too. God. So like I just said, so in life you assume when you do certain things, when you want to have, you only live once, right? And you want to live your life to the fullest. But sometimes, there are risks that we assume. Like I said, there are risks that we assume when we do anything. Anytime we walk out of our house, hell, we assume risk in our homes. So anytime we do anything, we assume a risk. So I'm saying that because I don't want it with the football stuff. I don't want it to seem like I'm harping. You understand? Because it feels like everybody's saying football's bad. Football's bad. Football is not bad. These men there are women who play football. These men know the risk that they assume. But I also think about when it comes to football, especially when it comes to young black men, most times for young black men, playing football is, sometimes a way for them to have a better life, right? It gives them access, some, not all, it gives them access to money that they may not have never been able to get access to. And I don't know how I got back on football, but I did. But we were talking about Jeremy Renner, so we are going to send, some well wishes to Jeremy Renner. We're gonna, hope that he has a speedy recovery. God, that is just crazy that he got ran over by a damn snowplow. Whew. Yeah, prayers up for Jeremy Renner, you guys. And that's really pretty much all that I got this week, you guys. Like I said, if there are, also you guys. So going forward with hot topics, I look up these stuff. But you guys, so hot topics is not just for me, it's for you guys as well. So when it comes down to the hot topics, you guys, this is for me and for you guys. So if you guys feel comfortable, you guys can throughout the week, you guys can DM me little stories that if you guys think like, hey, we would like to see this in hot topics, feel free. If you guys follow me on Instagram, DM me on Instagram. If you follow me on Twitter, DM me on Twitter. And I also do have if you guys ever look at my description bar, my email is there as well. So you guys can always email me in my email. Because I know last week when I missed Barbara Walters, I know somebody looked at it in the comments and it was like, maybe this was missed. Maybe this was filmed after she passed away, which it actually was. And that's not, I don't have a problem with that. But yeah, if you guys have any stories that you ever want me to talk about that you feel like you would like to hear my point of view on, definitely you guys can DM me and say, hey JB, what do you think about, you can just send me the article. If it's an article, DM it to me, email it to me, whichever one you guys prefer, and I'll review it and see if I'll look at it and see if I want to talk about it. And if I want to talk about it, we'll definitely come over here and talk about it, you guys. But yeah, that's really pretty much all I wanted to talk about this week. I ain't got much else to talk about. I'm really, if you guys haven't figured it out, I'm just trying to talk to just give you guys a little bit of time because I want to at least give you 40 minutes of hot topics, and we're at 38 minutes right about now. What else there are no short stories that I want to talk about, but yeah, you guys, we do this pretty much every week. I say this every week, same time. We are going to get back to the same time. You guys know I used to put hot topics up at 10 o'clock in the morning, but like I said earlier in the video, work has just been really, really busy these last few months. So it hasn't been the easiest for me to, get it up at 10 o'clock in the morning. So we're definitely going to try to get back to the 10 o'clock time slot. But that's really it. I will see you guys later. We have the channel too, you guys. The videos. Ooh. January we got a lot of shows. So Friday we have Ready to Love is back. I don't know how excited I am about Ready to Love, but Ready to Love is back on Friday. Love at the Lockup, and then Saturday we have what do we have on Friday? Well, not Friday. Saturday. So Saturday we have Love and Marriage Huntsville, but we got 2 more parts of the reunion, so that's wrapping up. And then after the reunion wraps up, I'm pretty positive we're going right into Love and Marriage DC. Then after Love and Marriage DC on Sundays, we have. So you guys, I'm debating if I get caught up on BMF this weekend, I might start reviewing season 2 of BMF, but that's going to be dependent on if I can get caught up. It's 8 episodes. I know that the first episode is premiering on Friday, but I'm pretty sure it's kind of doing like what P-Valley did this past season. I'm pretty sure it's doing what P-Valley did this past season, where the first episode was on Friday, but the rest of the episodes were on Sunday. So if I get caught up on BMF by Monday, I may do BMF reviews. I'm not I'm not sold on it, you guys. I'm not sold on it, but we're debating about it, right? So on Sundays, potentially BMF, and for sure Real Housewives of Potomac. So those are all the things that you guys can expect from me for the rest of the weekend, right? Love and Marriage, nope, yep, Love and Marriage Huntsville Reunion Part 2, Rated to Love, season premiere, and Potomac on Sunday, potentially BMF. Don't get in my comments and say, JB, you said you were going to do BMF. I did not. I said potentially. Potentially. And Love After Lockup. All right, you guys, so I've definitely given you guys 41 minutes. I was just rambling at this last few minutes. I just really wanted to give you guys a typical Hot Topics video. But that's it, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about all the topics that we have discussed in this video. And like I said, you guys, going forward, if there's ever anything that you guys want me to discuss that you feel like you would like my hot topic take on, definitely DM me on Instagram, Twitter, or email me. That is in the description bar below. Like the video, you guys, subscribe to the channel, and until the next time, you guys, be blessed, take care of yourselves, wash your hands, socially distance, and I will catch you guys on the flip side. And once again, we do this the same time, same place, same channel, same host. I'm going to work on that same time, you guys. I'm going to work at getting us back to 10 a.m. But until then, you guys, I will catch you guys later.